Hey there, Grace here, and do you know what time it is? It's officially December. That means it's almost Christmas. This year, my present to you is... What are you doing here? Get out of my house!
You shouldn't make a video after you got your wisdom teeth removed.
Actually...
How did you learn my name?
I'm not making it after I got my wisdom teeth removed. I'm making it before.
Oh, you rotten little bitch. You did this on purpose.
Okay, can you get out now? I was saying... My present to you this year is a full one-part video on Equestria Girls Redesigns. I know that's not necessarily a Christmassy concept, but the special is more in the fact that you get to just watch one video instead of 3.
So, I was originally going to do more of the characters that actually came from Equestria Girls, but if you can't tell, I got incredibly sick, so I don't have the energy to do that. I will be doing the main 6 plus Sunset Shimmer. I may do a follow-up video with some of the other designs that I was going to do, like the Dazzlings and a few other characters. But if I want to get this video out on time, I unfortunately am going to have to cut some corners here. So I'm incredibly sorry about that, but I hope you still like the video nonetheless. Also, as usual, these designs are not to say that I'm better than anybody else. These are all just for fun. Also, if my designs look a lot like other people's designs, it's most likely just a coincidence. Anyways, let's move on to the redesigns.
Of course, we are starting with Twilight Sparkle. When I was little, it pissed me off so much to see her fumble so hard at being a human person. But putting that aside, basically how these redesigns are going to work is I am basing them off of my pony designs that I've already made, except for the characters that are specifically from Equestria Girls. So for Twilight, I already knew what direction I wanted to head in. I got a little bit of inspiration from some Dark Academia outfits. I gave her like a longer skirt that was closer to her body because I felt like that suited her personality a little bit more. Also, this would help give her a unique silhouette. I like the idea for her leg warmer thingies. I'm not the biggest fan of the coloring, but it's honestly not the worst thing that's come out of Equestria Girls. I gave her glasses like in my pony design, and I know what you're thinking. What are you going to do for side-Y? I'm going to give her different shaped glasses. I also put her hair up in a bun. I know everyone does it, but it's cute, okay? I should probably mention the noticeable change. In order to link them more to their pony designs, I had each character keep their tail, and if they had anything like wings or horns, I would add that in. And I would also make their ears pointed, just to kind of add to the magical aspect. For Twilight, I incorporated her cutie mark with a necklace. I didn't just want to like slap it onto the skirts because that really doesn't work for every character. And also, I made the horn fade into their original coat color. This isn't actually the first time I've done this in a design. I think it was actually 2 instances. One of them was Peggle fan art and the other was Charlie the Unicorn fan art. But let's ignore that. Here is Twilight, and she actually came out better than expected. I thought I was going to struggle really bad with her. Alright, now we can move on to Rarity! Okay, so if there is any design out of the main 6 I like the most, in terms of the original Equestria Girls designs, it would have to be Rarity. And as always, I went the extra mile to make her extra gorgeous. I liked that blue layered dress she wore, so I made her skirt based on that. And then I gave her one of those silk tops with cap sleeves that looks cute on literally everybody else except for me. Also, I changed her body type because I said so, and I think she still looks absolutely gorgeous. And I also think it would, in a way, make sense that, like, if she couldn't find clothes for her body type, she would just make her own. And also, she would do the same for others, because she's the element of generosity, bitches. No, wait, I didn't mean to call you a bitch, come back. Also, her legs are slightly darker because she's supposed to be wearing nylons, although I could have made that a little more clear. I painted her nails, of course, and I totally could have given her lipstick, but oh well. And then I started to panic because I didn't feel like I added enough diamonds in her design. But I wasn't about to cry about it in the video, so I decided to add it last minute. Be proud of me. Here is Rarity, and honestly, I'm a little shocked I didn't try to do more, but maybe that's because I'm learning impulse control. Anyways, let's move on to Fluttershy. Fluttershy was a little bit of a strange case because I changed her species entirely and I changed her color palette quite a bit. Also, you get to see me draw her horn wrong twice. At least I noticed it pretty quickly and erased it the first time, but I kept the second one in. Okay, that's the one thing I get to whine about. Anyways, I decided to give her a layered skirt, and then I gave her an off-the-shoulder top that cuts the sleeves at about above the elbow. I also gave her some bracelets, and I made sure to give her long hair. Also, in the original design, she just randomly has pink polka dot socks. Like, I didn't even notice them. I ended up giving her socks with sandals instead, and before you're like, oh my god, socks with sandals! I made Fluttershy a kirin, which is the Japanese version of a creature that has origins from China. And in Japanese culture, they do wear socks with sandals on occasion. Nowadays, it's not as common in everyday life, but I still figured it would be a nice nod to those origins. Also, if I start to get like really soft-spoken or if my voice sounds more crackly than usual, I have a bit of a sore throat because I have been rehearsing for concert after concert. Honestly, it's what I get for being a theater kid and a choir kid, and anyways, I decided this was a good opportunity to use more animal motifs like I originally wanted to do, but couldn't find the space for. So I put a little paw print on her shirt, and I put some paw print patterns on the yellow layer of her skirt. I kind of wished I used a different shade of green for the green layer on her skirt, just because it's a little hard to see the yellow, but it's probably better and higher quality. And here is Fluttershy. It's not entirely what I was expecting I would come up with, although I don't know what I expected I would come up with. Honestly, she still looks cute.
Hey, so, before we move on, my voice has gotten significantly worse, as you can hear, so there may be some points where I may have to use text-to-speech. I find it a little funny I did all of this planning to make sure that nothing could interfere with my voice on this video, and then I get a cold.
Okay, sorry guys, but every take of this has sounded like I was choking. Anyways, for Pinkie Pie I actually have an excuse to draw her chubby, because I made her chubby in my pony redesign. And also, if you haven't watched that, I made her a Pegasus, with wings that didn't properly develop. I honestly love all Pinkie Pie redesigns and I wish people didn't fight over them. Anyways, I gave her short overalls and a top that's sort of like the original. I also gave her mismatched socks because it seems like something silly she would do. Of course, I carried over the clown nose and bow I gave her in the pony design. Making the colors match the new skin tone was a bit hard, but I figured it out. And of course, details. Using this text-to-speech makes me want to cry, but using my voice right now makes me want to cry harder. I promise I'm getting better, I just need to rest. Also, I love adding the hand details when I draw darker skin. I don't know why. It's just fun. It might sound weird, but oh well. I wish I wasn't so ill because text-to-speech can't replicate how much fun I had with this design.
Here is Pinkie Pie.
Yay! I love letting a soulless text-to-speech voice for me while my voice is dying.
Okay, well, that was rude. Just because I have no soul doesn't mean I have no heart. Anyways, for my Rainbow Dash redesign, I wanted to lean into the athletic side of her. I wanted some muscle, but also wanted her to be small enough to fly. So I used a reference
of an actual athlete
Hey!
in order to... What?
I wasn't done talking.
I'm sorry?
You need to rest your voice.
Well, look, I'm not sick anymore. My throat is still kind of scratchy, but that's about it.
You need rest. And you need to get this out on time.
Okay, look, we'll make a deal. If I get sick again, I can have you talk again.
Fine, but I'm taking the complimentary juice with me.
Okay, bye? How do you even drink juice? As I was saying, I used a reference of an actual athlete in order to get a muscular build. As for clothing, it's mostly just rather typical sportswear. As for coloring it, most of it just came from the colors that were already there. This is also now 2 videos in a row where I draw a character with a prosthetic leg. I also wanted the nose shape to sort of read like a beak, but I'm not sure how well I executed that. If you couldn't tell, this was another instance of me changing the species of a character. I made Rainbow Dash a hippogriff. Honestly, doing this only made me feel more for the people who had to make the official Equestria girls. Anyways, here is Rainbow Dash. Probably not my favorite, but certainly not the worst I've ever drawn. Let's move on to Applejack. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's a masculine Equestria girl's design! Everybody, quick! Freak out! In all seriousness, like I said, these are based on my pre-existing pony designs, in which Applejack looks more masculine, so I decided to carry that over. Honestly, all I really did here was kind of just recreate Applejack's initial look, except I just gave her pants instead of a skirt. I also added a vest, because when you are in doubt, just add a vest to a design. And of course, a comically large apple belt buckle. I also added vitiligo to match the patterns that I gave her in the redesign. And of course, I had to carry over the bandana. Honestly, this was probably the easiest design to come up with. And also the fastest to draw because here she is already. Honestly, I'd say it's not that bad for something that I came up with so quickly. I feel bad for not saying much, but also it's pretty straightforward. It's Applejack. Anyways, let's move on to Sunset Shimmer. Okay, so since I didn't already have a pony design for Sunset Shimmer, I had a lot more freedom. And I basically just ended up going all out on the bad girl aesthetic. By that I mean I gave her all of those horrifying things like studded bracelets, fingerless gloves, lip piercings. So scary. I was basically just expanding on what was already there, and I also gave her pants. I know they wanted to make like a doll line with this, and it would probably be harder to make her pants and all of these smaller accessories, but I don't give a flying fuck. That's right, I'm saying the F word now. Ooh, so scary. Anyways, in terms of her color scheme, I really kept her mostly the same there. There wasn't much for me to change, it was already pretty solid. As for the outfit, like I already said, I gave her studded bracelets and a choker. I gave her lip piercings, but I also, if you look closely, gave her a belly piercing, and I ended up giving her pants. I kept her boots mostly the same. And her shirt definitely goes against the dress code, but does she care? No, she doesn't. All in all, I felt like having a more hardcore design like this would kind of help her look more intimidating when she first appears, but also help to contrast when she has a change of heart. Also, who doesn't love a punk girl? Anyways, that's Sunset Shimmer, and she probably has to be my favorite, I'm gonna be real. Although that might just be the part of me that would want to dress like this if I wasn't such a coward talking. Anyways, let's wrap this up. And that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching to the end. I'm sorry that I had to do a whole segment with text-to-speech. Trust me, you did not want to hear me that day. I genuinely sounded like I was dying. It was basically like, you know how I sometimes have a little bit of vocal fry at the end of a sentence? It was like that, but for the entire sentence. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful whatever you celebrate, however you celebrate. I know this wasn't necessarily festive, but hopefully I can figure out something in the future to make it feel more holiday-ish. Putting that aside, feel free to like and comment and subscribe. You can share feedback if you want because it helps me figure out how to make videos good for you guys. This has been Craze, happy holidays, and see you in hell. Also, I'm recording this the night before I get my wisdom teeth removed. Yay!